Klondike, the green gold rush, Cornish bonanza. Well, behind the hype, something is stirring. The China clay pits of Cornwall, indeed Cornish mining heritage itself, are being revived. Under this water, inside these terraces, and the famous conical spoil heaps, lies lithium. So down there, as across large areas of Cornwall, large amounts of this. Looks a bit like Stilton cheese, but it's good old-fashioned granite. The process is all about getting rid of the white bits and taking out the valuable black bits which contain the lithium. After processing, you end up with this, lithium hydroxide. And that is the absolutely key production-ready ingredient for the batteries that go into electric vehicles. The UK currently depends entirely on imported lithium. It's claimed Cornwall can end that completely, particularly our reliance on China, global lithium's dominant player. Lithium, right, in Cornwall, we don't need China. Is it that strong?
It's that strong. It really is, as somebody said recently, a real main geopolitical event right now. China wants to dominate the world, being very clever at doing that. But if we want to have security of supply, security of our own national existence, we need to try and make sure we don't fall into the trap of getting caught like we did when Russia invaded Ukraine.
Now that is some claim. Does it really stand up?
Projects like this will help us reduce reliance on China for sure, but I think without serious government support, without serious government backing, we're still going to rely on China for electric vehicle supply chain and clean energy supply chain by the end of the decade. So we're making moves to reduce our reliance on China, but I think to expect that we can completely cut out China in 4 or 5 years is unrealistic.
China controls lithium mines around the globe, like this one, for example, in Zimbabwe. Just as wind turbines allow the UK to produce energy instead of depending on foreign dictators, the same logic applies to lithium. Who needs Beijing if you have St. Austell? So, how to get there?
This is a big pile of granite rock that's being crushed up, ready to go into our demonstration plant.
Granite crushed into sand.
Your granite's made up out of 3 main minerals. You've got your quartz, your feldspar and your mica. And in this part of Cornwall, the micas contain lithium, so that's what we're interested in.
Close by, instead of heating to extract lithium, which is carbon heavy, they use chemicals to separate it. Far lower emissions, so much greener, we were told. But is it?
One of the technologies that Cornish Lithium's looking at, direct lithium extraction, really holds the potential to to increase the lithium supply to the world without some of the carbon footprint.
If you already have a massive pit dug for China clay and even an old railway to ship it out, the footprint is obviously relatively light.
We're fortunate that we've already got that infrastructure in place right now, and we can stand on those shoulders to generate the next industry.
Hundreds of jobs and a government-designated project of national significance. It could supply half the UK car battery demand when scaled up in 3 years. But Europe-wide, electric vehicle take-up is faltering. That too may need to be a project of national significance for governments.